Hey, welcome to Greenlight. So today we're talking about some new Blu-ray releases that have come out. Queen and Slim is out, and then I believe there's a couple more other Blu-ray and 4K movies coming out as well. Later on, after this stream that I'm doing right now, I'm gonna do another live stream, and I'm gonna unbox my latest Blu-ray. I've been kind of waiting to unbox this. I usually don't do unboxing videos, but I'm willing to do it to try this out for you guys this week. If you like this, let me know in the comments below. And I'm also going to do a giveaway for the movie code later. So stick around after this live stream for a chance to win the movie code to Knives Out. All right. Okay, so let's get started. All right. So first thing you see over here, you see the Instagram that I have here. You can hit me up. We could talk about movies, talk about new Blu-rays that are coming out, and or filmmaking tips if you need any, and we'll talk about those very soon. I got a documentary coming out and a couple things coming out very soon as a filmmaker. So that's what we do here. We talk a lot about filmmaking tips through special edition DVDs and the back ends of Blu-rays and how they can help you as a filmmaker learning from the pros. So that's what I love to do here is talk about these behind the scenes making of. So that's what we're going to get into right now. All right. So first, if you like these type of videos, please hit the subscribe button and help me out a lot here so we can grow and give more information and do more videos every week so we can drop more than just one. I do these live streams every week consistently, and I also do Blender stuff, like 3D Blender stuff here and there as well. Not like a huge pro in that. I'm just learning and kind of using the tools to better my storytelling in my feature films. And so if you want to learn all that, you can do that here on Greenlight. So first film we have is Queen and Slim. This is the 4K front cover. There's also like a slip cover to it, and it looks more or less the same exactly with the 4K Ultra on the top and stuff like that. So this is the front end, and I hope you guys like my new background. I added this background today just to see what what you guys think, what everyone thinks about that. And since this is green light, here you go. It's a green background, a little different than the other one that I had, which is not so much on like so-called brand in my green light and stuff. So let me know in the comments below if you're enjoying that. So this is the front cover for Queen and Slim, and this is the back end I'm going to show you here. And we also have, from what it looks like here, we have some special features to check out as well. This is courtesy of Bluray.com. Everything that I talk about here has links in the description below, including each of these films' IMDB pages. So if you have any IMDB, if you want to know anything about these films, you can look through them. You look them up through IMDB with the links in the description below. Okay, let's zoom in here on Queen and Slim. This film is really awesome. It's supposedly they say it's like the modern age Bonnie and Clyde type thing, but I believe it's a much more different film than that. Let's see. Let's zoom in here. A deeper meaning is the first thing I see here. So a deeper meaning, this is a crime drama So these type of things, they talk more about the characters and the motivation for characters and what they're going through with each scene. So you'll spend time with the actors and all. A deeper meaning is most likely pertaining to the story and everything that goes on within the story with the actors and the characters. After they just killed the cop, and having, it's more of like a self-defense type movie. Sometimes, people in higher in like, I guess, as a cop or something like that, or in any job, and sometimes people take advantage of their position. So sometimes you got to defend yourself, either wrong or right. I'm not saying that's what this is or not. I'm not saying wrong or right, but this movie deals with that, and you can explore that a little bit more and the psychology of that for us as human beings. This deeper meaning is definitely going to explore that. This is universal, so I'm thinking it could be 20, 30 minutes. It may not be all that long. It could be a shorter little documentary. And then moving on, there's Melina and Lena. I'm guessing these are two characters in the film. I haven't seen this film just yet. It's on my list to see it very soon. And I believe I might check it out tonight. So this is definitely dealing with the characters, so you're going to explore a little bit more on set with the characters and then off the script. So this could be pertaining the fact of going off script at times, it helps the movie even better. Sometimes taking not only the advice of the directors, but taking the advice as a director, taking the advice from your own actors of how they feel their character will react to certain things is very, very helpful. It might just, make your scene breathe a little bit better than what it would have if you would have went strictly by the book. So this is great for any screenwriters and directors as well as producers. Just getting the feel of improv and everything, and how that could help you in a dramatic film and make it breathe more and actually grow into a better film. So the next thing I see here is On the Run with Queen and Slim. So definitely going to be exploring, the locations and everything that you see in this film. So this is going to be a great buy for anybody interested in learning more about filmmaking. So Queen and Slim, definitely one to check out. There's also feature commentary here. Director and producer Melina Matsoukas. I could be butchering that and destroying that, but from what I'm seeing here, this is already something I really want to point out. Melina Lena little documentary is definitely going to be talking closer to the filmmaker and the writer of this film, which they're also female filmmakers. This is like beyond historical type thing. Usually writer director, it's usually just the one person, but that there's two female filmmakers making this film. This is an A+ buy for Blu-ray, just to check out how they made this film and how they were able to get their vision up on the screen. So this is phenomenal. It has an indie edge to it, independent type edge to it. I think the main actor, I recognize him from Get Out, and Get Out was a great film. He's also an amazing actor. The first time I've seen him was actually in what was it, Black Mirror. In like the first season of Black Mirror, he shows up, I think, in the first episode. And actually not the first episode, I think it's the second or third episode, and it's more in the futuristic sense of things, because the first one, I think it was political or something. But moving on here, let's go on to the next film, which I actually think could be a political thriller. This is called Dark Waters. So if you know of Mark Ruffalo, we got Anne Hathaway, Tim Robbins, and Bill Pullman. Forget what Bill Pullman has done, but I recognize his face. But Mark Ruffalo is like the main lead here. He doesn't get a lot of leading roles in movies, but he's starring as Incredible Hulk in all the Avengers movies, so he's doing really good. So Hollywood knows that he's talented and love his films. So we're gonna move on quickly into the back end here. And from what I see, we're getting some bonus features. This is also a fresh tomatoes, certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes. See here. So this is also a Universal releasing, and it has an Amblin thing on it as well, which is Spielberg probably produced this, or his team had a hand at this at some point, which is pretty cool. So, Uncovering Dark Waters. That is definitely going to be like 10-15 minute type thing. This doesn't look, it is not as a big of a film as a Queen and Slim, even though that's an independent type film. This was a little bit, the releasing was in theaters, but it was a short theater run. So whenever they have something like that, it's usually a sign that it just didn't do as well in the box office, but I'm sure it's going to do great at home in streaming platforms as well as Blu-ray here, especially with these special features that I see here. So Uncovering Dark Waters, definitely going to talk about the story and everything like that in here, and more of like a pre-production aspect to it. The cost of being a hero. So they're definitely going to explore the characters and Mark Ruffalo's character and his cost, the cost that the character that Mark Ruffalo plays had to pay for in this film. And then moving on to the next thing is the real people. So that's definitely going to be exploring, most likely even interviewing the real people that went through these events in this film. This is a true story. Let's see. Inspired by a shocking true story, a tenacious attorney uncovers a dark secret that connects a growing number of unexplained deaths to one of the world's largest corporations. In the process, he risks everything: his future, his family, and his own life, to expose the truth. Anne Hathaway, Tim Robbins, and Bill Pullman also star in this gripping thriller. So it's a drama thriller. So these are really great, filled with great acting and writing. So definitely something to check out as well. All right. Our next film, I'm going to get it ready here. So our next film here is, I can't barely pronounce it, but it looks like it could be an anime film from a manga series or something, I believe. Let me know in the comments below if that's true. If you know about this film, Neza, I believe. So this is the front cover for the Blu-ray Ultra HD, the 4K Ultra HD. Looks very cool. Not that I'm saying that this Blu-ray one, which I'm going to show right now, isn't so cool. It looks really cool. It looks more like the manga, and this is how I know it's a manga. But the other one has a very artistic edge look to it with the cover, for the 4K cover. Very, very cool. So let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this film, if you know anything about it. Let's talk about it. If it has any special features, I'd really love to know as well. Our next feature film that I'm going to talk about here is Before the Wrath. I believe this could be like a biblical type thriller, with some modern edge to it, I believe. Let's see. Based on the true discoveries from the time of Christ. Let's read this thing here. As scholars debate the timing of the rapture, most of the world couldn't care less about the return of the Messiah, unknowing as to why such a mystery event is prophesied to occur at all. Is there a deeper understanding regarding this fiercely debated topic from those who lived in the first century that was lost over the millennia? Shocking new findings from the time of Christ could now prove that the rapture is not only real, but sheds new light on why this event must soon take place before the wrath will activate. I've never read that word before. Activate of believers and non-believers alike, revealing new depths of understanding regarding what Jesus revealed to the ancient world about the end of days in ways you could never have imagined. Wow, that's not a very, very good explanation of what this film could be about exactly, because the way the front cover looks, the front cover has a kind of look as to, like they have a modern day city. I mean, New York is, let's show the front here real quick. New York is at the bottom of these people, so I'm guessing they kind of move forward in time or something, and they end up seeing the end of days or something like that from people from the first century. So, okay. Let me know in the comments below if you heard of this film and you're thinking about checking it out. And we're going to move on to our next film. Real quick here. Alright, this film here is a documentary. I believe it was an event, like a true event that happened during something in a stadium somewhere. Let me know in the comments below if you know about this film. Superdome is out today, also on Blu-ray, and I'm sure it's probably on streaming too. And I'm going to move on to this next film here. Impossible Monsters is out today as well. It looks like it's an independent type film, horror film. An ambitious and well-liked professor pursues a sleep study with a focus on nightmares, dreams, and sleep paralysis. Wow. The success of which would result in a lucrative grant. When a member of the study is murdered, everything unravels. Ooh, this is sounds like a gothic horror type dramatic film. It doesn't have any special features, but I'm going to show you the back of it here. And it's Gravitas Ventures releasing. I've mentioned them before, being very helpful with independent filmmakers. I still recommend to find other routes. Let me know in the comments below if you need to find any other routes. Maybe I'll do a video about where to release your independent micro-budget film, if any. Okay? And we'll move on to our next film here. Our next one is called Radioflash. There's something else called Radioflash out there. So Radioflash is an IFC. It's an IFC channel, midnight releasing, which is like independent film channel. If you have cable, and they usually produce and release independent films. So this looks like kind of like 80s type sci-fi, 80s type retro film. So let me know in the comments below if you've checked this out. I'd love to know more about it and have a conversation with you about it. Let's see. And then we have our next film. And I think this is called the Scream Factory. It's a Scream Factory releasing. It's called I Am Fear. Alright, for four extremists, two prisoners, one fight to the death. Wow, sounds a bit crazy. I mean, let me know in the comments below if you checked this movie out. And let me know if there's any special features. I'd love to know, especially when it comes to like lower budget films. Sometimes they don't have the budget to have a behind the scenes type of documentary and have somebody record that. So, if they do, that's a big deal. So let me know. And now on to our next film here is Two Graves in the Deserts. In the desert. Two Graves in the Deserts. Alright, so we have a back end here too. And I see Michael Madsen and William Baldwin, which is the brother of Alec Baldwin, who's Boss Baby, actually. So we have a back end here, and I love Michael Madsen coming from all like the Tarantino movies. If you remember Reservoir Dogs, and he was in Kill Bill at the end of Kill Bill 1, and then big prominent role in Kill Bill 2, Volume 2. So let's fade in here to this next to the back end here. As you can see, this is the back end, and it's got DTS sound and all this stuff, but there's no making of. But let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this film. I'd love to hear more about it. So we move on to our next film that's also releasing today on Blu-ray. And our back end here, I'll bring it up as well. This is Gravitas Ventures releasing for Going Back to China. It looks like it could be a mockumentary type in a sense. I guess she's an American celebrity. I think she could be either from social media or an actual comedian of sorts. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments below. It says, when a spoiled rich girl, Sasha Lee, blows through half of her trust fund, she is cut off by her father and forced to go back to China and work for the family toy business. Ooh, okay, interesting. So it's basically a film about a cultured girl who is more Americanized now, being here in America, and has to go back to basically her roots to basically gain some, just basically be humble. Her father wants her to be a little bit more humble, I guess. She blows through all her trust fund money, and and a rich girl, so that's usually the case where you need to learn a little bit more of where you come from, not only where you come from, but learn a little bit humility, because you can't just be blowing all that money when there's starving children in other countries and stuff like that. You need to be a little bit more conservative in that sense, I guess. So let's show the back end here. Sorry, I had like zoomed in. Let me zoom out. There you go. Alright, so that's the back end here of this film. It's Gravitas Ventures releasing as well. Gravitas Ventures really banks on Blu-rays, and they do a lot of streaming stuff as well. There's no making of, but this is a new release that had come out today, so let me know in the comments below if you checked this out and you've enjoyed this film as well. And then on to our next film, Anna. And it stars Andy Garcia and Daphne Keane. And that's the little, I guess they call her Weapon X or something. She was the little Wolverine girl, Wolverine's daughter, I guess, in a sense, and in the movie Logan that had come out recently. And she's in a show that me and my wife love right now, which is His Dark Materials. We call it The Golden Compass. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen this show. Very, very good. 100 times better than the Golden Compass movie, and my wife says that too. Like it's really, really good. So we're watching that. Slowly, kind of getting through it. It's really dense type of show. So check that out, and let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this film of Anna. If you've seen it, I haven't seen it myself. It looks like a father-daughter type show. It says Raffo discovers. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. Okay, here we go. All right. Rafa discovers 9-year-old Anna sleeping in the back of one of his cars. Whoa, okay. In attempt to both locate Anna's father and somehow settle Rafa's increasingly pressing debts, Rafa and Anna embark on an dangerous expedition together. Okay, seems like almost like a family type wholesome film. It's a very cool movie to check out. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this. In our next film, interesting title here, By Light of Desert Night. It's almost like a rhyme. See here. And I got the back end as well. It's also Gravitas Ventures releasing. Wow, they got a lot of them releasing this week. So there's the back end here. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this. It girl April and her best friends reunite for a pre-wedding desert camping trip. However, a cruel betrayal unfolds, pushing her to making unimaginable decisions to protect the life she craves and avoid the future planned for her. All right. Sounds like an interesting thriller. Let me know if you've seen this film and you know more about it. We could talk about that. And I'm going to move on to the next film, which I believe it's a documentary. Says from the director of The Lobster and The Favorite. So this is independent film, but the filmmaker is widely known for The Lobster, which is this next film here. So Kinetta. I'm butchering that. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen this film. I'd love to learn more about it. A bitterly funny dissection of the fantasies men and women construct. Interesting. So it's definitely going to be an exploration on characters. And then our last film that we have here is called The Warrant. So let me know in the comments below if you liked Kinetta and this film, The Warrant. We don't have a back end for either of these two, but I see a guy here I recognize in the front. I'm seeing him a lot in a show called Project Blue Book, which is going on now in their second season, which is like a History Channel show about like aliens or something. So let me know in the comments below if you've seen The Warrant. This is not about aliens, but this is a Western about cops and stuff like that. So I'm going to put myself back here. So I hope you enjoyed this episode and you got to check out any one of these films. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen any of these movies, and if you're going to buy Queen and Slim, let me know, because I'd love to check this out and purchase it myself as well. The other thing I want to point out here, if you want to check out my unboxing right after this, I'm about to do it right about now, so stick around so we can check this out. I'm going to quickly see if there's anybody on live chat. Oh, hey, 24 Anthony MO. Hello, everyone, he says. And background is awesome. And he put IA, but is awesome, I guess, is what he was trying to write. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope the background benefits you guys, and it's more aesthetic to what my channel is. I'm always trying to experiment and make it grow and make it look always a lot better. So let me know in the comments below if you're enjoying this, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like the video. It'll help me out here very much so, and I'll see you very soon.